So I wanted to come on here and discuss my new snow removal company startup and the numbers for the 2022-2023 season plus what I use to do it. So part one is going to be the equipment. So here I have my two snow shovels. These are my primary tools. I've got one for concrete. I've got one average one. Here I have my strobe lights for the truck. These are bought off Amazon. I paid, I think, $37 for 6 of them. They are controlled by this switch here on the right that has an on-off switch and a mode change. This is my roof strobe bar. This is an Xprite Blaze series, which is controlled by this plug right here with mode control and on-off. This is the aux light that I put on the plow to provide better headlighting in front. It has 6 modes. It is controlled by this switch here on the left. This is my plow truck. This is a 2011 Chevy 2500 HD gas engine. And this is my snow plow. This is a Western 50th anniversary Ultra Mount straight blade, 7 feet 8 inches. This is my snowblower. This is my Husky 2-stage 22-inch snowblower. 2 is going to be the clothing that I wear when I'm doing my work. Start off with a pair of ridge cut insulated bibs, a Carhartt work coat, then my Intrafit extrication gloves, pair of Rocky work boots insulated, and my reflective vest. Also, I use this Baofeng BF888S Walkie Talkie to keep in contact with my buddy who helps me. Part 3 is the places that I do the work. So here is my uncle's shop. I plow this whole parking lot with the truck. With the snow plow, I do this whole area here. And then here I shovel or snow blow or both. I do this driveway right here on the left hand side and all the sidewalks. I do this driveway right here and all the sidewalks. And I do this driveway right here and all the sidewalks. And then all 3 of these houses I do up to the front door as well. The one thing I do want to point out here is all these houses I do are next door to each other, so I don't have to drive in between these properties. So in part 4, we're going to discuss the numbers that I have with my company. So here on this slide, you're going to see my time spent, my price that we agreed on, total received, date, notes, assistant, gas owed, expenses, profit tracker, all that stuff. Ignore my dog. So on this slide right here, you're going to focus on the time that I spent on each job. So I will break down all this in a little bit. So on this slide, I want you to focus on my agreed price and my total received. So my agreed price is what we'd originally agreed upon, and the total received is how much they actually gave me, because there was a couple days that they actually slightly overpaid me, because there was a lot of heavy wet snow that day, and it took us a lot longer to get it done. So what I want you to focus on this slide is the date that it was done, whether I had Cole with me or not, who's my buddy slash assistant, the pay status, so whether he refused the pay or accepted the pay, etc., and then the notes on each day. So this slide right here shows you the difference between the agreed price and the given price and the difference in the gross that it. This slide shows how much gas money that I owed mom and dad, or how much gas money it would have been to spend, and times by both places that I went, and I covered up the name of the business, times the miles for each place, how many days, and if I had to make an extra trip or not. So then down here at the bottom, it shows the gross price, or the gross money received, the expenses for gas, tools, and parts, the pay that I paid Cole, my assistant, and then the profit that I personally got after all of it. So then I want to go back to my original slide and discuss that a little bit. So you're going to see So everything that was agreed on for $30 is the 3 driveways that I did. I charged $30 a trip to do those driveways. Um, the $75 is how much I got for doing the parking lots. So my uncle's parking lot only, because it was the only parking lot I did. And then there's a couple other discrepancies in here you'll see. So one of them was actually Grandma's driveway. She paid us to do hers one day. And then the other one was actually when we were shoveling and snow blowing the driveways, one of the neighbors pulled up and gave us $30 to take the plow and go push a pile of snow out of the ladies' parking area that the DPW had piled there. So now to break this down more, so you'll see on 1225, I did the 3 driveways, and Cole was not there to help me. I did not actually do it. As you'll see, I was sick, so Dad did it for me, which is super, super nice of him. And he refused to take the pay, and he gave it to me. So then you'll see after that on 126, there was let me see here. So I did the parking lot, I plowed the parking lot, and I did 2 of the driveways. The other lady did not want it done. Cole was with me for the shoveling. He accepted the payment, and we split it 50-50, which is how we always split the payment. And then come down to 129, I plowed the parking lot again because we got a bit more snow. Nobody was with me, easy peasy. On 130, I did 2 driveways. Cole was actually still in school at that time, so because it was a weekday. So I went out and I did those driveways by myself, so easy peasy, no pay status notes or anything like that. And then finally on 3-4, so that was our big day. That day we got, what was it, I think 8 inches of a very wet, heavy snow that made it very hard to shovel, and our snowblower was malfunctioning, and great, lovely stuff like that. So here we agreed on the $30 for the driveways. They actually ended up paying us $40 for that day because it took us so much longer. That was their choice. That was not something that we requested. Cole was with me, accepted the payment, split it 50-50. And then we had the guy down here who, if you see, there's one that says 5 minutes. That was $30. We actually did not agree on that price. I put the NA in the wrong slot. But that was to use the plow to push a large pile of snow out of, because they're parked on the side of the subdivision. The DPW had piled all the snow in front of this lady's house so that she could not park in front of her house. And then the parking lot, we went down to Uncle Joe's. We did the parking lot the next day. That was just me. Cole didn't want to go because he doesn't do anything when he's with me doing the plowing. He just rides with me, so he decided not to go, and we met up after I was done that day. So then, as you'll see in this slide, I grossed $595. I spent $331 in parts, equipment, and gas. So, as said before, that is the gas money, and then that's also the snowblower I bought, the strobe lights, and auxiliary lighting for the truck. And I think that's it. We'll go over that in a minute. I paid Cole $125, which was exactly 50% of everything that we did together. And then I profited $139 by myself. So if I hadn't have had Cole with me, it would take me a lot longer, but I would have profited a little under twice that much. You get the point. So then the last slide I want to go over here with you guys is my expenses. So ignore the part on the right hand side, the 520, the 60, etc., etc. That was just me messing around, doing something or other. I don't even remember what I was doing. The part you need to focus on is on the left side. So you'll see the spent amount. So I spent $180 on getting the snowblower. So it's a used one. I bought it for $150 and it had a flat tire. The flat tire repair was $30. the 144.92 is the strobe lights, so the light bar on the roof and the surround lights are on the truck, and then the wiring to go to connect that all. And I feel like there was something else in there. Oh yeah, the under tailgate strip I have in the truck I also put in there because it gives me better reverse lighting. And then also included in that price is the auxiliary bar for the front and the connectors to connect that because of the way I did it. So the aux bar, side note, it's 6 modes. It has amber, white, and amber white solid patterns, and then amber, white, and amber white flash patterns. And then the $7, I don't honestly remember what that was for. That was stuck in there. I don't honestly remember. So the last thing we're going to discuss here is how my company is different than one that you may start. So to finish this up, I'm out here in the great outdoors to finish this video up here. So the rest of what I want to discuss with you is how my company is different than a company that you may start. So my company is different because mom and dad is helping me start out. So that truck is actually their truck. They're just making me pay the gas on it. When the radiator blew, they paid for that. Things like that. It's an older truck. Things are going to happen. So yeah, so it's their truck. I only have to pay the gas on it and the accessories that I put on it, obviously. Company is also different because of the snowplow I use is actually my grandfather's old snowplow, and when he passed, I got it, and that's my snowplow. Ignore this. I got a pine piece in my hand. And then another way that is different is some of the stuff that I use I'd already bought prior to this as personal or stuff I'd already used for working on my property. So, or clothes, which at this point, mom and dad still pay for my clothes. So, like the gloves, the overalls, the coat, the boots, that stuff mom and dad all paid for. But then the things like the reflective vest and the radio is stuff that I paid for, but like a year ago for personal use. Like the radios I bought a long time ago. My buddy bought us that so we can talk when we're out places, which we do quite regularly. And also the reflective vest I actually bought originally for working in our ditch when I was mowing or cleaning up the brush or whatever, and then it kind of migrated into my search and rescue use, and then it's also, so it's used for my search and rescue as well as my snow removal. And then stopping to help people on the side of the road too, obviously, which I don't know, we pulled 3 cars out of the ditch this winter, I think, and assisted in an accident blocking traffic until the cops and ambulance got there, which I'm going to mention. This was City of Flint, but it did take them 20 minutes to get there. So I'm super happy that we had all the lights on the truck, the reflective vests, radio, stuff like that, because it really helped out. But I digress. So, yeah. So if you are paying for your own clothes, you have to pay for your own truck, own snowplow, things like that. It is going to cost a lot more money. So, like the radiator that blew, obviously, if you have a newer truck, these things are less likely to happen. But with our truck being 12 years old, that radiator was like $1,400, I think. So, obviously, if you had to pay for that, that would take a huge hit. So, and then the snowplow, I mean, I knew a good used snowplow that I found on Marketplace was like, oh shoot, I think it was like $3,000. So that's gonna hit a lot harder. And then obviously, if you bought new equipment, it's gonna hit even worse. So all in all, if you're starting your own company, you don't have someone helping you out, it's gonna be a lot more expensive, a lot harder, stuff like that. So, other part I wanted to talk about. So, actually, I guess I got 2 more parts. So, the second part was the marketing. the customer grabbing, stuff like that. So I did not. I mean, my uncle. I asked him if he would use me to plow his parking lot this year. He was super happy to let me do it, stuff like that. But the 3 driveways that I shovel, so that actually, those 3 driveways, um, so I worked for a short period of time with a friend of ours who's also a contractor, and I couldn't do the roofing that he was doing because apparently I don't do well on roofs. Not steep roofs. I can do okay on like flat or shallow roofs, but steeper roofs I can't do. So, and then also a bee aspect. I have a bee allergy, so if they get to me up on the roof, I'm kind of stranded. Stuff like that. So he actually decided that he was not going to do the snow removal this year. So he told those 3 ladies that I do the shoveling for that I was starting out. And so he actually gave me his customers, basically. So that helped a lot. So that means I didn't have to do anything with going out to get customers or anything of that nature. And then the third thing, and I think the last thing that I wanted to talk about, see if I can remember here. So the last thing I wanted to talk about was where I was going to go with this company originally. So something I did not include in there was the $50 to the state of Michigan to create the LLC that my snow removal's done under. So this is a blanket LLC. It covers basically everything I do, my agriculture type stuff, crafts and projects, custom printing, snow removal, whatever. All the stuff that I do. But so originally, so keep in mind that $50, which I did not include in my expenses. So I was going to start like an actual snow plowing company this winter and see what I could do with it. That did not work out because the best price that I could get for insurance. Now, this obviously does not apply to everyone. I don't know how these other guys are getting lower prices on their insurance. Just bear that in mind. But so the lowest price that I was quoted was $13,500 some dollars, I think it was, but it was 13,000 and some odd dollars. I knew there was no way that I was going to be able to get that many customers starting out my first year to pay the expenses, the gas, and the insurance. The insurance alone, I doubt I would have been able to pay for. There's a lot of snow removal companies in this area, competition, blah, 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 all that stuff. But so there is, yeah, so I did not do that like I'd planned on. And then I tried to subcontract for somebody. That did not go over. Don't quite understand what's going on with that. See, I told him to get a contract ready. He said he would. He never got back to me. I contacted him multiple times, and he decided to never respond. So I just went my own way. So yeah, I was going to start a much bigger company that would have given me a lot more money, but I couldn't, mainly due to the insurance price. So yeah, so if you could pay that insurance, or you got somebody to subcontract with, or you got any of that stuff, you would make a lot more money. Now, I don't know that side of things because that obviously I was not able to do. So grossing, actual profit, net expenses, all that stuff, I don't know. But it would be a completely different market that I'm not in right now. So I just wanted to talk about all that. So I guess that does it. So I will say thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. I hope this helped you out. Feel free to drop me any questions, comments, concerns in the comments or my email, which is in my bio in the About section of my YouTube channel. And then also all the links to the products that I have, lights, clothes, stuff like that. Everything except the truck and the plow and the snowblower is going to be links down in the description. and then watch the top right corner up there of this video periodically for links to other like products that I talked about in this video or a different day snow plowing that I did film or I did a review on will be linked up in the top right. So thanks for watching. Hope you learned something. Feel free to contact me if you need anything, and hope to see you again. Thanks.